Hey guys, I am going to be taking you through a full body stretch. It's going to be a bit of a slower class, just really getting nice and deep into all of those muscles. So great if you're feeling a little bit sore or if you want to add a little stretch before or after your workout. You won't need any props with this one, just your mat. So we're going to come down starting in all fours. Shoulders stacked above the wrist, hips above the knees. And we're just going to take our left hand to the top right corner of the mat and sink it down to a nice child's pose here. So sink that bum back, stretching through the left side waist. We'll come back up, and then that left hand opens up nice and wide towards the left hip. Take it back to the top right corner of the mat, sink it back down. Coming up, open up that chest and that arm. Eye gaze will follow that hand. We'll go one more. Popping that hand back under the left shoulder and then taking that right wrist to the top left corner of the mat. Sink that bum down. So just hold it here for a breath or two, lengthening through the right side waist. And then coming back up to all fours, right hand opens up towards the back hip. Take it back to the top corner of the mat, sink it back down. Coming up, really opening up that chest towards the right. And once more. And then popping that hand back under the right shoulder. Alright, tuck those toes under, lift those knees just an inch, and send that bum back into your down dog here. So pressing your heels down towards the mat, reaching those arms nice and long. Chest is coming towards those thighs. Hips are up nice and high. Maybe walking out through the legs here, bending into one knee and then the other. We're going to lift that left leg up nice and high. Lift that leg up, opening up through the hips. And then bring that knee in towards your chest. Hold it nice and strong to then slowly lower that left foot down. Lower the right knee down. Coming up. So hands come onto your hips, onto that knee, wherever you want here. We're sinking those hips down nice and low. That front knee should be parallel, so knee tracking over that heel. Whew. Just relaxing through the hips here, sinking nice and deep. We'll then press back up. This time hands come up to the sky. Maybe eye gaze follows, getting a slight back bend. Reaching those hands up nice and high. And coming back through center. And go forward once more. This time left hand opens up to the back edge of the mat, really opening up that chest towards the left. Maybe eye gaze follows that left hand. Sink those hips a little deeper and bring it back. We'll go once more through each of them. Coming forward, sink those hips down as those arms come up. Maybe you're able to bend the back a little bit deeper here. Just listening to your body with each of these movements. Coming back. Sinking the hips down. Open the left arm to the back of the mat. Close it back up. Bring the hands to the mat as you straighten your front leg. Taking your bum back towards your right heel. Maybe lifting up those toes towards your nose to get a bit deeper into the bottom side of that left leg. Hinging forward here. Taking some deep breaths. We're going to come forward once more and then walk that foot out to the very left hand side of the mat. So coming sort of into our runner's lunge here. Both hands are on the inside of that left foot. And this might be enough for you here. Or if you want to deepen it, you might come out onto the blade edge of that left foot, taking that knee away from you. Maybe using that left hand to press that knee out a little bit further, pressing your body away from that knee. Relaxing through the hips. And bring that foot back, and then walk it all the way over to the right corner of the mat. You're then going to lower that leg down. So knee and ankle are resting on the mat. You can sit up nice and tall here, or if you want to get a little bit deeper into that stretch, you can come forward, coming down into the elbows, maybe resting your head on the mat, whatever feels good for you here. Getting nice and deep into that outer glute. Maybe taking a little rock from left to right if that feels good. And then you might hold it here, or if you want a little bit deeper, we'll come back up onto those hands and bend that back knee in. Try and catch that back foot with your right hand, opening up through the chest, still sitting up nice and tall. Maybe try and pull that foot in towards your bum to get a nice stretch through the quad. And then let go of that leg. Bring those hands back to the mat. Tuck the toes of that back foot, lift the knee up, take your left leg back, lift it back up to the sky, lifting up nice and high. And then lower that left leg down. And then lift up that right leg, opening up through that hip. Then bending that knee in towards our chest before placing that foot down. Lower the left knee, untuck the toes, come up and then sink back down. So sinking those hips, getting a really nice stretch through the left hip flexor here. Right knee is tracking over that heel. We'll come back up through center. This time, if you'd like, take those hands up to the sky. Maybe eye gaze looks towards those fingertips. And pressing back. Coming forward once more. Opening that right hand to the back of the mat. Opening up that chest towards the right. We'll close it back up. Coming forward once more, repeating each of those movements. Arms come up to the sky. Maybe getting a slight little back bend here. Bring it back. Sinking down. Open up the right arm to the back edge of the mat. And you're getting that nice twist through the spine here. And close it back up. Hands come to the mat as you straighten your front leg. Send the bum back towards the left heel. Maybe picking up the toes. Get a little bit deeper into all those calf muscles and the hamstring. We'll come forward once more. Taking both hands to the inside of that foot as you walk the foot out to the very right edge of your mat. Maybe this is enough for you here, or maybe coming on to the blade edge of that foot as you take the knee away. Maybe using your right hand to deepen that stretch as you sink into the hips. And bring that foot back to flat. Walk it over to the left edge of the mat and then lower that knee down. Sitting up nice and tall here. Or again, if you want that little bit extra to come a bit deeper, coming down onto the elbows. Maybe taking a little bit of rock through those hips. Just listening to your body here. doing what feels good. You might like to hold this stretch down here, or maybe coming back onto your hands, bending that back knee in, trying to grab that foot with your hand. And you might be just here with that stretch, or you might be able to grab it. Whatever is totally fine. Maybe trying to pull that foot in towards your glute. Get a little bit deeper into that stretch. And we'll let go of that leg. Bring the hands back to the mat. Lift up that back leg. Take your right leg back and up into your three-legged dog. Lowering that leg down. Maybe walking out the knees once more in our down dog here. We're then going to roll through to a plank. And then if it's in your body, sink your hips down to the mat as you lift the chest up. Press back up to your plank. Take it back to a down dog. So you're coming forward, maybe just holding your plank here. Otherwise, sink those hips down to the mat. Keep those arms nice and long, lifting up through the chest. Press back to a plank. Push back to down dog. So just flowing through this movement here. Making this a real mindful movement, really connecting in with your breath and your body. No real agenda here. Just moving, doing what feels good. We'll go for 2 more like this. On your next one, we're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Those hands should still be underneath your shoulders. And we're just coming to have a starting to straighten up through those arms. Neck is long. And then lowering back down. So you want to exhale as you press up, starting to straighten those arms as you lift up your chest. And coming back down. Next time we're up, we're going to hold it there. You're going to bend into your right elbow as you look over the right shoulder. Come back up, bend into the left elbow, look over the left shoulder. Coming back up. So just moving between these two movements here. We'll go one more each side. For lowering all the way back down. And then press it back to a nice little child's pose stretch here. So toes together, knees are about mat width apart. Arms are reached out really nice and far away from you. And sink that bum back towards your heels, lowering your forehead on the mat. You're going to walk those hands a big step over towards the right, pulling forward with your left hand and back with your left hip. And you should feel a really nice stretch through the left side waist here. And walk those hands back through center. Take them over to the left. Again, pulling forward with that right wrist, back with the right hip. And then come back through center. And then rolling that spine all the way up, rolling out through your shoulders. And then come up to standing. And coming into the center of our mat. We're going to take those arms up towards the sky. And then we're going to bend down. So our elbows will be at shoulder height, fingertips facing up to the sky. We're lifting those arms up, bending them down. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. And then on your next one, as you bring those hands down, you're going to twist your body to the left. Bring it back up through center. Twist your body over to the right. Maybe each time you get a little bit deeper into that twist. Using that exhale breath to help you bring out that spine here. We'll go one more each side. Coming back up through center, reach those arms up nice and high. And then coming down into a roll down here. So hands are going to fall heavy. As you roll down, hands come to the floor. Maybe taking a slight bend through the knees if you need to here. And we're going to walk our feet out into a nice wide leg stretch here. So just taking those legs out as far as feels comfortable. You still want control, not too far that you can't get back up. And maybe taking a slight bend through the elbows to lower your head further down towards the mat. And come straightening those arms back up. Maybe holding it here is enough for you today, or maybe you want to walk those hands over to the left foot, deepening the stretch through that right side waist, getting deeper into the left leg. Maybe hands are at the floor if you need that extra little bit of support, or if you want to challenge the balance, you might take the hands to that foot. I'm going to walk those hands back through center and then take them over to the right. So chest is, you're having a slight bend to the spine, chest faces that right leg. Again, maybe those hands are on the floor, or maybe bring them to the ankle. And walk those hands back through center. And then you're going to take that left hand back towards the left leg and open that right arm up. So you're kind of circling that right arm all the way around as you open up through the chest. Eye gaze might follow those right fingertips. And then we'll walk those hands over to the right. Right hand comes towards the right leg as that left arm opens up, opens the chest. Circle it around. And then lowering both those hands back down. Take those hands back through center. Walk your feet in to meet each other. Trying to keep your hands on the mat until those feet are together. Maybe having a slight bend through those knees. We're then going to bend really deep into that left knee as we straighten out that right leg. So left knee is bent, right leg is straight. Left hand comes to the center of the mat. As we open up our right arm, opening up the chest towards the right. Maybe taking that right hand behind the hip. If you'd like, while you're here, you can try and straighten out that left leg as well. Keeping the chest open towards the right. And then slowly lower that right hand down, replace it with the left. Straightening out the left knee, bending into the right leg as you open up, left hand to the sky. Maybe the eye gaze looks towards those fingertips if it feels good for your neck. And maybe taking that hand towards the back of the hips. You have that option if you would like to try and straighten out that right leg, keeping the chest open. We'll slowly lower that hand back down. Walking out through both of those knees once more, bending deeper into one as you straighten the other. Maybe trying to fold a little bit deeper. Bring that chest a little bit closer to the legs. And then we will slowly roll all the way back up. Give those shoulders a nice big roll. Forward and back. And then you guys are all done. Thank you for joining me on that little stretch session. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you feel good and loose and not as tight as you did beforehand. Thanks, guys.